Good day and welcome to the dining room table. The White House announced TPS for 472,000 people from Venezuela. That is where my father was born, and 60,000 of them are in New York City. This will allow them to work. However, there are people who um, are wanting to know if, with Texas calling it a state of an emergency, there are so many people coming in from the southern borders, if this would encourage, if the temporary protection status for people coming into uh, our country through our borders, if it would encourage them. You know, like I said, my father was born in Venezuela. He came through the legal process, right, to citizenship. But I've also been to Venezuela, and I see the struggles and the quality of life and the pain and the suffering there. So you see where people are living and where they're trying to go to have a better life. Here you have some reporters who are asking White House Press Secretary Jean Pierre uh, if she believes that TPS announcement will encourage illegal border crossings, increase those numbers, and then also what is President Biden doing about the illegal border crossings. Now, it's a lot of blame going around. You have Congress saying is this one, it says this party line is saying is this party line. It's a lot of that, but this issue is pretty big, and they come in through Mexico to Texas. The governor of Texas couldn't take it anymore, send them to New York. New York made some noise. Now you're starting to hear a lot of people talk about this as an issue across the whole country. And listen, it's in other countries as well. Italy is talking about it. We're covering it here, but here White House press secretary is going to talk about what's happening at the border. Let's hear from her. Please make sure you subscribe, like, and share.
Karine, the administration said yesterday it was granting temporary legal status to hundreds of thousands of Venezuelans. At the same time, the city of Eagle Pass in the Rio Grande has announced a state of emergency because of immigrant surge. Is there any concern that the timing of this Venezuelan TPS announcement might exacerbate what's happening in Eagle Pass right now? Essentially, is this going to make the situation in Eagle Pass worse?
So look, we have worked very hard. The president have worked very, very hard to implement a strategy when it comes to the border that is humane, safe, and has orderly enforcement. That is something that we have tried to do and worked really hard to do these last 2 years. I do want to add a couple of things that we also announced yesterday, as you just to note, I'm sure you know, which is escalating the fight against smuggling and trafficking by prosecuting an increasing number of smugglers as well as non-citizens who are violating our laws. Right, this is an announcement we made yesterday. Also, in deploying 800 new active duty military personnel to support border efforts and get CBP agents and officer out in the field. This is this is on top of the 2,500 National Guard personnel also deployed, and expanding the fentanyl expedited removal management. So those are three other pieces that we announced, as well as the Venezuela TPS yesterday. Let's not forget the 24,000 CBP agents and officers along the southwest border. So we have taken steps without the help of Republicans in Congress to do everything that we can to deal with this issue. And let's not forget what the Republicans proposed. Their continuing resolution would lead 800 CBP agents and officers being fired and will result in 50,000 pounds of cocaine, more than 300 pounds of fentanyl, more more than 700 pounds of heroin and more than 6,000 pounds of, of other drugs to
They have a lot going on at them borders.
enter the country. That is what they proposed just a day ago. And that's what that would do to the border. It would hurt and harm and not deal with the issue. So they are doing the opposite of what the president is trying to do, is actually move forward in a way that is humane, safe, and has an orderly enforcement pathway process here.
Thanks, Green. So what do you call it here at the White House when 10,000 people illegally cross the border in a single day?
10,000 people in one day is a lot of people.
What do you call it, Peter, when GOP puts forth wait, no.
Okay, so remember what I told you, that everybody's like putting the blame somewhere. So this is the blame on GOP.
No, you can't.
Green?
I'm answering. Okay, we're gonna move
You're
on.
answering
No,
the
no, no,
question
no,
with a
no, no, no,
question.
no, no, no. We're moving on.
Uh-oh.
We're
Green,
moving.
please.
In the back.
Uh-oh.
You said you were stopping the
in the
flow
back.
at the border.
No. I
10,000
tried to
migrants-
answer, Peter. I
okay.
tried to answer the
Uh-oh.
question. You stopped me.
He said you're trying to stop the flow at the border, but yet there's 10,000 people coming in. Wow. She said she's not answering anything else. And then you're gonna see the next question is going to stay on topic.
Let's go.
So there was footage yesterday of Border Patrol cutting some of the razor wire that Texas had installed. Governor Abbott has vowed to reinstall it. They have his border czar has pictures of people taking fresh razor wire out to the border to reinstall it.
So the governor of Texas has put out a statement. We're going to cover it, that he is putting out wire, so the people coming in through the water, they can't come over, and that the White House, there's people cutting it. This is what he's alleging. So this is what this reporter is going to ask about, what's happening at the border.
Is there now a federal policy of removing the barriers that Texas is installing?
So
And why?
here's what I'll say. I would have to look into that. I did see those reports yesterday, but as it relates to Governor Abbott, we know what he has done these past couple of years while this president has been in office. He's turned this, when it comes to the border, he's turned this into a political stunt. And that's what he's done over and over again. That's what I can speak to. I did see those reports. I would have to go back and get a sense from the team and give you an answer on that.
There is an enormous amount of concern. The mayor of Eagle Pass tells us at least 5,000 people crossed probably yesterday or in the last 2 days, maybe a lot more. You've already talked a little bit, but
Yeah.
what resources specific to this surge are being
Well, I just laid
deployed?
out 3 additional announcements that we did to deal with the border that we announced yesterday. We announced the TPS Venezuela announcement as well yesterday, and so this is a president again that has taken action without the help of Republicans in Congress. He has taken action over and over again to deal with this issue. Let's not forget, and you know this very well, having as you're covering that region, that this is an issue that's been around for decades. This is a broken immigration system. This is why the president on his first day put forth a comprehensive piece of legislation to try to deal with this immigration system. We've put CBP 25,000 CBP.
This has been an issue for a while, and then after September 11th, there were changes. So this, I don't know how it's going to be corrected.
Agents out there. We try to make sure that we deal with the smuggling that's happening. We've tried to make sure that we continue to deal with this in a humane, orderly way. And that's what we're going to continue to promise to do. Again, we just announced 3 more additional enforcement pathways or ways to move forward on this. And so the president's going to continue to do what he can from this administration.
Green, I'm going to say, actually, with the border, how many people coming into this country illegally is enough, President Biden?
He said, how many people is enough? Enough
Say that last one.
How many people illegally coming into the United States is enough for President
don't-
Biden's
what do you-
administration? Well,
Enough for what?
5.9 million people have been
I know.
encountered illegally.
I know the numbers, but enough
Okay.
for what?
Enough just to stop the flow.
As I mentioned, this is a problem that's been around for some time now, for decades, a broken system. The president has done everything and is going to continue to do what he can without the help of some Republicans in Congress to deal with this issue. And I just laid out what he has done over the past 2 years, right? 24,000 CBP agents and officers along the southwest border. This is a historic number, more than any other president has been able to do. And that's 2,600 additional civilian personnel. Those are going to be helpful in dealing with the issue. Increase border holding capacity by 3,750 to 22,700. And so we're trying to deal with the smuggling issues that we're seeing as well on the border. So the president's going to continue to do the work. He made some announcement as well yesterday, as I just mentioned. And so look, we're going to continue to implement a strategy that is humane, that is safe, and that is orderly as it relates to enforcement. And so that is a promise that you can see from this president. Again, GOP, the Republicans, put out a continuing resolution that actually reverses the work that the president is trying to do, makes the situation worse. That's what they were trying to push. And so, look, we would love to do it in a bipartisan way and really fix this issue that's been around for some time now. But right now, the president is doing it on his own.
And there you have it. The White House addresses the border issue. Please make sure you subscribe, like, and share. Until next